I can't tell you how many times I've been asked this question, so I'm going to answer it one time going into 2025. Welcome back to day 4 of videography tips every single day until the new year. I'm going to give you 3 recommendations, and I guarantee you already have the last one. Before we start, I want you to comment what your first ever camera was. For me, it was this one right here. Something you have to understand is that every situation is different, and depending on what you want to do, there might be good or bad cameras out there. This is the Sony ZV-E10, the camera that I started with when I began my videography journey. I would recommend this one for most creators. It's a perfect way to get into the camera world without spending the big bucks. One of the biggest benefits is it has an interchangeable lens, which means you can get creative looks by purchasing new lenses online. Being a Sony, it has all the amazing autofocus specs, and it has all the amazing video and photo features that you would expect on a high-end camera. I've used this for sports, corporate events, podcasts, you name it, I've probably used it for it. Both photography and videography, it's pretty much the perfect starter camera. This is the most pricey one on the list. It's about $1,000 just for the body, but if you're good at searching for deals on Facebook Marketplace or other used sites, you can find it used for pretty cheap, between $600 and $800. Now, if you're looking for a good in-between camera, I would recommend a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or 2. This is the 3, it's a little bit more expensive, but the 2 is also awesome and can be used in a lot of different scenarios. If you're looking for photos, I wouldn't go for this camera, but for videos, this is one of the best on the market for this price range. And again, you can pick this one up used for a pretty decent price. And finally, if those 2 are out of your budget, this is what I'd recommend. Your iPhone. If you have an iPhone 10 or above, you would find that your iPhone is more than enough. You can film pretty much anything on an iPhone, and they're pretty reliable. Now, obviously, this is only if you don't want to buy one of the other 2 cameras I recommended. But if those 2 are out of your budget, I would say stick with the iPhone for now. Personally, I started with the Sony ZV-E10, and then recently I've upgraded to the Sony A7 IV. Drop a follow if you found this helpful, and follow along for the next tip.